Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Crusader Kings 2 Holy Fury. The expansion came out today, and I'm pretty excited to get started. Actually, probably by the time this video goes out, the expansion came out yesterday. I'm a little late getting started, but that's okay. I've been looking forward to a CK2 series for a while, and some of the features that have been added in this expansion have got me really excited. So let's get to it. We're going to start a new single-player campaign right after we roll the intro. All right, well, I can see a couple of different ways to approach this expansion. One way is they've added a lot of stuff to Christendom and the Crusades, made a little bit more interesting gameplay there, or well, to be determined if it's interesting or not. It definitely has changed. It's something I definitely want to check out, but to tell you the honest truth, I'm a little bit more excited about these two buttons right here. The option to randomize the world, and the option to shatter the world. CK2 has, there's been changes to the map over the years. Of course, we've added this area over here, and they tweak borders and kingdoms and stuff like that in between patches. That's a very common thing. But for the most part, we've always seen the Holy Roman Empire and France and England. It's all been the same. And I know that's kind of a weird thing to kind of almost criticize a bit, that we're criticizing like history. But from a gameplay perspective, it can start to feel just a little bit stale after, what, 5 or 6 years, however long this game's been out. So yeah, the options here will actually randomize and shatter the whole world. Redoing all the kingdoms, all the cultures, even all the religions get mixed up in a nice little blender and spit back out on the map. And I am pretty excited about that. There's also been a lot of changes to the way kind of like warrior, tribal, pagan type characters play out. There's some new options doing with that. So what I think I want to do is randomize the world and try to make it kind of a savage world. And yeah, we'll do the whole savage pagan warmongering kind of playthrough. I've been wanting to do that for a while. So yeah, let's do that. There's two options. Well, let's first off, we're in the 1066 start. Let's take it all the way back to the beginning. And I know that's kind of cliche, but it kind of fits the theme of the playthrough we're going here. We're going early, and we're gonna break some stuff up. Now, there's a Shatter world, there's a randomized world option, and they both allow you to mix up basically the map borders and the territories and things like that. The big difference between the two is that on the Shattered world, you start small. And everybody starts small, either at like a count or a duke level, and you build up from there. There used to be a mod, or there may still be a mod, that kind of did the same thing, allowed you to do the same kind of playthrough, and it was interesting. But yeah, that's basically. It seems like it's more for maybe like a kind of multiplayer or competitive setup, or maybe just for fun. The other one, the randomized world, gives you the same randomization options, but it tries to create kind of like a map that looks sort of like this, with kingdoms and all of that stuff. Even though they're all randomized, it still tries to give you kind of the same thing. And I think that's what I want to go for. Let's just take a look at some of the options we have here for creating our brand new fantasy world. We can set the number of counties. This is the number, it's part of the generation algorithm, right? For they generate a person, what's their max number of counties they can have. And it's set to 5, and that's fine. A lot of these options, I think, are good at default, like the number of dukes, the number of kings, the number of emperors. That's fine. Actually, we may want to, can we make none? No emperors? That way we don't have any empires by default. No, we'll add a few. We don't want it to be too different. We want it to be a little bit different from the Shatter world thing. We have the option to add the Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire. This isn't adding the Holy Roman Empire to your new world that you create. It's adding an equivalent of it that has kind of the same structure of the Byzantines or the Holy Roman Empire. I think I want to get rid of those. Just because just having that big blob there kind of annoys me sometimes. See, merchant republics, we'll add those. Minor theocracies. We'll add them just for a little bit of flavor. They're not my favorite thing to run across, but it's a big map, right? And we're no longer isolated to a small part of it if we want a particular play style. I mean, it's gonna get all mixed up. Random bloodlines. Bloodlines are a new feature of the Holy Fury expansion, and it looks like we could start with some of those. Granted, I think we're going to try to create our own if we can, but, you know, we can throw in some others. That's fine. Artifacts all over the place. More pagans. Increase the amount of pagans in the world. Yes. We want a savage land. Female ruler percentage. This is just generator stuff. You can set up some options there. I think we'll leave those all at default. And cultures, religions, all these things, we can randomize those. And I think we want to do that. These have the option to do random or full random. Random just kind of randomizes the cultures all around. The full random also includes like the subcultures or the melting pot cultures. So you would get like Pictish and Scottish and Swedish and all those things mixed in as well. I don't think we want to do... I don't know how melting pots work with the randomized. I don't know if there's just randomized melting pots or if they're kind of the same, or maybe they just don't exist at all. I never really did a whole lot with them, to tell you the honest truth. So I think the best thing to do with that is just not worry about it. Religion-wise, kind of the same option. We can randomize the religion around the map. The full random with the religions also adds heresies and special religions to the mix. So I think we'll do that. That seems interesting. Randomize the religion features. The religious features are... religions have changed in that they're no longer kind of set in stone, but they're more modular in the way they're built. And I'll kind of get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I think for now we just want to randomize that. And randomizing the religious names and culture names, sure. Holding slots, we can mix up the counties. Some of them have more, some of them have less. Like Paris has a lot, and some of the other kind of like pagan lands only have one. Some of them don't have any. We're just mixing that up again. So the previously rich lands that you would want to have your home duchy in are no more. It's going to be a different set now. We can also set that to like everyone has 3 or everyone has 6. Seems like it'd be kind of useful for a like multiplayer kind of balanced scenario. Holding types. Number of feudal counties will be comparable. Okay, yeah, we want to set that tribal heavy. We want a savage world. Technology, we can randomize that. So Constantinople is no longer the Mecca of the world. It's going to be some other county now. And, of course, the title names, the names of the kingdoms and the de jure kingdoms and all that stuff. We are going to mix all of that up. And we have the option to leave the duchies the way they are, or we can do everything. I think we're going to do everything. All right, so I think this is good. I don't want to mess with the de jure kingdom or de jure empire. The default is fine for that. Let's go ahead and generate and see what we get. I hope it's good. I have 2 flaws as a gamer. Okay, much more than 2, but 2 that I can think of off the top of my head as being the biggest ones, and that I am a chronic reroller, and also something to do with giant crabs. So hopefully this roll is going to be something I'm happy with. You know what? We'll just stick with it, no matter what. All right, so this is our new map. We got new kingdoms and stuff all over the place. There's a whole bunch of names that I don't recognize. There's Toggly Land down there. And there's Imini. I'm not going to go and try to pronounce these names. I don't know if they're true names or that they're just randomized all around, or if they're just completely made up. I was hoping for the latter, so ta-da! Okay, I'm done. Yeah, okay, let's just take a look at what we've got here. Let's take a look at the governments. Okay, we've got some nomadic up here in what well, the country formerly known as England, or the area formerly known as England. Also kind of up and through this area. Interesting. Most of the rest of Europe is tribal, and all the feudal stuff is over in the Middle East and over in this area. Got a little bit of tribal and nomadic over there. A little bit of Ikta mixed in. And what do we got here? What's this red? Okay, there's our theocracy right there. And there is our Merchant Republic. All right, we're wanting to play tribal, so somewhere over in this area would be where we would want to be. Let's take a look at the religions. These are all the religions that were generated. We'll take a look at these once we kind of... a Gankist. Kind of matches the play style we're going to be going for in this game. Are they tribal? Oh yeah, we could be Gankists. Okay, let's find some place to play. I kind of want to start smallish. I want to be tribal. I want to be pagan. What do we have going on here? Okay, you guys are not considered pagan. Although interesting, I don't think we want to play. What's going on here? Okay, you guys are not pagan as well. How are our Gankists? Our Gankists are pagan. Oh, that might be interesting. You're a Gankist. You have a fantastic mustache, and you are a rich fritting. I like the idea of being a rich Gankist. And this is generally a pretty good area to start. I'm interested. I'm interested, and we're a Zachnithian Gankist. I like it. Let's take a look at, you know, normally the de jure duchy is a pretty powerful one with like, you know, 6. I think it, I don't know if the de jure duchies mix up. I know the de jure kingdoms do. I'm not sure if the de jure duchies do. Greater richer Dinga. Richard Dingia. I'm done pronouncing. I am not a pronuncier. I do not pronounce things very well. Okay, let's take a look at our Gankist religion. It should show up here on the side. Gankist. 2 rings. We have a god, the heavenly wheel. The evil god is the gaping maw, and the scriptures are the holy tablets of stone. All right, let's take a look at, and this is what I was talking about with the religions being somewhat randomized and modular. The Gankists are warmongering. That seems rather fitting. We have the daring doctrine, which gives us prepared invasions. And the Agnatic clans. Female characters are not allowed in the council. Matrilineal marriages are not allowed. So we're a very heavily man-focused area. We can change these. For example, our nature, we could change that to peaceful. No looting allowed. Great Holy Wars are not allowed. That doesn't sound fun. Unyielding. This sounds like it's more like the defensive pagans, like the Slavics, the way they used to be. In CK2. Proselytizing religion encourages in missionary work. Base moral authority is high. We want warmongering. I think we're good. I think we're good with that. Prepared invasions, that's interesting, but doesn't seem very useful. We could allow polygamy, close kin marriage, stability. Short reign penalty is disabled. Spend piety to improve their creatures' abilities. Interesting. Take the vows. Rulers can gain sympathy with interfaith. Well, a lot of these don't sound that interesting. Diviners read the signs before war to try to improve troop morale. That seems interesting to me. Characters are assigned zodiac traits on birth by decision. Prisoners can be sacrificed for piety. Seabound. Fleets can navigate through major rivers. Okay, so that's some of the Viking stuff. Looters prefer coastal counties. We are on an island, so that might be interesting. Unrelenting. Armies ignore defensive attrition. Boy, that was a thing in one of our playthroughs, and it sure was annoying. Armies have increased offensive capabilities. That might be good. And some of these... What do we got here? Female ruler is not... Okay, so we could make it... we're a heavily male-focused. We could make it heavily female. That might be interesting. Equality. Or meritocracy. Air designations allowed. Ooh, that might be good. Yeah, that would be cool. Allowing to select our child. That or stability. Would be very, very good as far as dealing with our heirs and our lineage. Animistic units from countries follow the true faith receive a land morale bonus. Ooh, that sounds good. Characters perform a rite of passage upon reaching adulthood. I'm guessing that would probably be an event chain that maybe gives us some bonuses. Enables eldership succession law. Religious head can decide upon dead ancestors to give special status. Let's do animistic. That may give us some traits and either air designation or stability. I think air designation would be more interesting. And the leadership trait we can't select until we reform our religion. So if we reform our religion, we may be able to select that. All right, I think that's good. Very, very nice. Good, nice little bloodthirsty pagan religion. I'm pretty excited to get started. Is there any reason why we shouldn't? Do we want to look around at anything else? I don't think so. I think we'll play this. Let's do it. Oh, rules. Yeah, we gotta mess with rules. Let's go ahead and reset everything to default. I don't know what I had set last time or if that even happens. Major epidemics, minor epidemics, that's fine. Mongol invasion, sunset invasion, those are off by default. Cool. Generate families. Landed historical characters with no recorded family will not have a family generated for them on starting a new game. Increases the risk of an early game over. We can leave that off. Exclave independence. Independent rulers can have exclaves, disconnected land anywhere in the world. Will be removed on succession unless they are connected to the capital by at least one county via a naval path. Oh. I was reading in the patch notes that there was some options you could set to limit border gore, and it sounds like this may be it. By a limited naval path or part of the character's de jure territory. Yeah, let's turn that on. Let's limit it. Sounds like it's how they're connected by at least one county via a naval path or part of a character's de jure territory. By at least one county via a limited naval path. By a naval path or part of the de jure territory. Okay, yeah, I think they'd be connected or via... We'll go with the basic option here. It just has to be connected somehow, either by water or by touching it. Cool, I like that. That's neat. Chinese invasions. China adventures cannot spawn. Yeah, J-Dragon. Secret religious cults. Turkic conquerors. We're doing an ahistorical world. We'll leave the historical options off. Shattered retreat. No, thank you. Shattered retreat, we'll turn that off. It's either shattered retreat or defensive packs. Both are kind of annoying from a blobbing warlike perspective. Shattered retreat, I don't feel as bad turning off as defensive packs. I want to turn those off, but I think we'll just leave them on. I think the last couple of playthroughs I turned it off, and boy, I just rolled through everybody. So maybe we'll slow this one down a little bit. Supernatural events on, okay. Absurd events on, definitely. Horse lords, the ability, culture conversion, all of that stuff we'll just leave at default. Vassal republics, theocracies, diplomatic range, blah blah blah, regencies, assassination, all this stuff looks fairly familiar. Crusader states. Dynamic Crusader states. If that's part of the new option. Holy Fury, Northern Crusade, Children Crusades, all that stuff we'll just leave on. Child of Destiny. It's interesting. Pregnancy flavor on. Yes. Martial headgear. Okay, we can now turn that off. I think we want to leave that on. I always like seeing our marshal with a nice little hat on, a helmet. Non-aggression pact faction block. Rulers in a non-aggressive pact with the liege are barred from being members from factions. Okay, I think that... I don't know if these things are new or not. I usually don't spend a lot of time here other than turn off Shattered Retreat and the defensive packs. Blood splatter. Characters can get blood on them from time to time. Interesting. Well, I think these are all good. Let's go ahead and start the game. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is just kind of leave this as a setup episode. We are a Zakinthian Gankist. Hi, Chief. Fantastic. All right, and we're starting out here on what was used to be Sicily, what is now known as Greater Dingia. Greater Dingia. Fantastic. All right, and we are going to start our conquest of this new world. All right, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode where we will get everything going. Thank you for watching. See you next time.